Today's topic is about the reality of child safety and how to choose a program for your children. As a former police officer, you see crimes against children in all different formats. It's common ground when a child that's 10 years old is picked on by another 9 or 10-year-old. Kicking and punching is a way to defend yourself that is effective. Now, when a child is truly going to learn self-defense, they have to have the ability to protect themselves against someone that is much larger. This is a very important point, because if you sign your kid up for just, let's say, a martial art program, which is a great thing to do, it instills discipline, confidence, it gets them in shape. However, if there is not an element to their training that would fend off a much larger adult attacker, then they don't have the ability to defend themselves against a kidnapping or an abduction or anything in that realm. And here's the example that I give. If a 10-year-old is being bullied by someone his own size, he can defend himself with basic punching and kicking. That's a standard. If a 180-pound, 5'10" man wants to pick your child up and stuff them in a car, what skills do they have? And if you're only teaching them kick and punch and believing that they have self-defense skills, here is the analogy that I like to give, and my son really helped me with this. We were at Busch Gardens. It's a amusement park or a theme park in Florida with rides and animal exhibits. We went into the silverback exhibit. Now, the silverback ape, if you're not familiar with it, it's a huge gorilla, monstrous. My son, me being his hero, he looks at me and he says, "Dad, do you think you could take him? You think you could beat him up?" Of course, I can't. But to entertain it, I look up at the statistics of the male silverback, and the male silverback grows to about 6'2", about 500 pounds, 21 times the strength of a human man. Clearly, I can't beat a silverback, and no man probably could. When we're talking about children defending themselves, think about this. The average 8 or 9-year-old is about 30% shorter than a full-grown man. You outweigh them by about 3 times. You're clearly 21 times faster and stronger than them. And we have the ultimate skill that the silverback does not employ. We have the ability to use coercion. We can lie. We can use emotions and scare tactics. Animals don't do that. So we're the ultimate predator for children, a much larger adult attacker. If your child doesn't have the ability, the program that they're in does not have the skill set to train them thoroughly in this with anchoring techniques, anti-abduction techniques, deadly force techniques to stop and bring down that threat, then you're wasting your time and your money. Martial arts is one thing, and that's great. That's something that I've done my entire life. But self-defense is something entirely different, and we need to know the difference between both. So if you don't want to set them up for failure, unless you feel like you could go in there and beat up a male silverback, that's the chances that your child has against a full-grown attacker, unless they get reality-based self-defense training. I hope you enjoyed this show, and train hard and stay safe.